Me okay? Okay. So yeah, let's just get started. Any questions, any comments, concerns? Okay. All right, let's start in a comfortable seat. So, like always, if there's any wiggles you want to get out, I like to roll my head around, especially in morning classes. I think it feels really good to just kind of explore some movement through the neck, the shoulders. Just notice how your body feels, and then eventually find stillness. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through the back of your neck, and then just be intentional with where you place your hands. So you can set your hands on your lap, bring your hands to your heart, maybe one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. And then take these first couple moments to just become more present, more aware, maybe more grounded. So notice sounds, smells, sensations, notice thoughts even. So you don't need to get involved in them, but just notice, observe. And then start to bring more awareness to the rise and fall of your breath. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can, hold at the very, very top. And then see if you can even sip in just a little bit more when you think you're full. Exhale, open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And exhale, open mouth sigh, release. One more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. And take a moment to pause at the top and just feel this breath, this prana, this aliveness inside of you. And eventually exhale to let it go, to rinse, to soften, to release. And then seal your lips gently and start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And see if you can create that oceanic sound with your breath. So the bigger you can make your breath, the more space you'll start to create on the inside of your body. And then you'll bring awareness into places that you didn't even know existed. So use your breath to go deeper into yourself. You can stay here for as long as you'd like, just sitting, breathing, and observing. This is your morning meditation. Whenever you feel ready to add movement, come forward to hands and knees, tabletop position. And then you guys know, just start to move in your own intuitive way from your hands and your knees. So maybe cat-cows, maybe circles with your hips. Perhaps you keep your eyes closed and just allow yourself to really go inward. So get away from what we call the ego, the thinking, talking mind, the part of yourself that judges yourself, that wonders, am I doing this right? Do I look weird? So let go of that and just allow yourself to feel. So how does my spine feel this morning? How do my shoulders feel? My neck, my hips? Just tuning in and becoming more curious about your body, about what's inside. Good job, you guys. So what feels good, what feels stiff or tight or maybe a little bit sore? And then when you feel complete with this intuitive movement, so no rush, but your eventual destination is downward facing dog, so you can get there whenever you're ready. Nice work. As you move into your down dog, give yourself a few breaths to explore it. So make sure your fingers are spreading nice and wide and really think of gripping the ground with the pads of your fingertips. So imagine you're like a gecko holding onto a screen door. And then as you press down with your hands, Imagine there's a rope attached to your belly button and it's pulling up towards the ceiling and then tugging towards the back of the room. So how much length can you create from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones? If it feels good, pedal out your heels, shift your weight around. Maybe shake your head yes or no. So even in this posture that most of us have been in hundreds of times before, maybe even thousands, be in your down dog right here, right now, as if it's the first time you've ever been in this pose in your body. Can you feel your breath pulsing through you, expanding and contracting? And then just notice what in this pose feels really good, really strong, really open. And then what might feel a little stiff, a little tight. Breathe into those tight spaces, those hard edges. Take one more big inhalation. And then as you exhale, just crawl your hands to the back of your yoga mat. So slowly start to bring more weight into your feet. Eventually you'll end up in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Feet hips width distance apart, or if you'd like, you can bring them out a little bit wider. Turn all 10 toes to face forward and inhale to a halfway lift. So pause in your halfway lift. Bend your left knee a lot. Bring your left fingertips to the ground underneath your chest. And reach your right arm to the sky. Twist towards the freeway. Nice, Josh. So get your right leg as straight as you can. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot. And then think of pulling your right hip back towards the back wall. Maybe reach higher through your right fingertips. If you'd like, you can gaze up at your right hand or just let your neck relax. Your head might hang heavy. So what feels best to you? Take one more full round. As you exhale, twist just a little further. And then end of your exhale, release and switch sides. So right fingertips to the ground. Right knee bends a lot. Reach your left arm to the sky. So, good. And then see if you can create that length through your left leg. Press down into the inner edge of your left foot. Reach your left fingertips as high as you can. And then feel your breath. Can you use your breath to your advantage? So as you exhale, draw navel to spine. And from that place, twist just a little further. One last round. Nice job. End of your exhale, let it go. And either take a ragdoll pose for a moment, so grab opposite elbows, or hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. So take a moment to just be in your fold. Try to keep your weight forward so you're in your toes and the balls of your feet. Your heels don't have that much weight in them. And then with a little or a big bend in your knees, actively try to lift your butt, lift your sit bones up towards the sky, and then crown of your head towards the ground. See if you can feel your breath moving into your back body, and then visualize it moving all the way down the backs of your legs. Last full round here. Next time you breathe in, come back to a halfway lift position, so realign one more time. Exhale, bow, refold. Root through your feet and rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. You can bring your feet in a little closer if that's how you prefer them. And exhale, draw your hands into your heart center. Let's flow through a couple half sun salutations. So inhale, arms reach up. And then exhale, heart guides you slowly all the way down. Forward fold, traction out your spine. Nice job. With your inhalation, halfway lift. So get all the rounding out of your back. Nice, Maddie. Exhale, bow, refold. Now root through your feet, come through your halfway lift and continue to rise so your heart leads all the way up. Inhale, arms stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms to the sky. Perhaps keep your eyes closed. Exhale, slow dive down. So feel your body from the inside. Feel it move through space. As you breathe in, spine parallel to the ground. Ardha Uttanasana, nice and long. Good. Exhale, let it go. Fold in. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive to stand. Good, Shaylee. Inhale, take your arms up, maybe take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. So let's start to get into our shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down, hug shoulder blades towards your spine. If you want to make it a little more intense, press your palms together and imagine your elbows are magnetized. So try to squeeze your elbows closer to each other. And then see if you can start to reach your hands back away from your body. Maybe even heart lifts as your knuckles reach down, so create a little back bend. Press your hips gently forward, but squeeze in with your inner thighs like you've got a block there. Take one more inhale. Keep your hands clasped. Exhale, follow your breath all the way down, forward fold. With your fingers interlaced, halfway lift. So as you lengthen, feel your back muscles hug around your spine. Good. Exhale, fold. See if you can keep your hands clasped for about 2 more full rounds of breath. So bend your knees if it's helpful, and then relax your neck more. Let your head hang heavy. Good job. Can you lift your butt higher? Can you lift your knuckles higher? Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back and then gently release your clasp. You can let your arms hang, maybe give them a little shake out. And then when you're ready, plant your palms and crawl forward until you're in a plank position. So top of a push-up. So wrists under shoulders and then hips level with your shoulders. Pull navel to spine and think of pushing the ground away. See if you can hold this exact same position, but just start to rock a little bit forward and back. So you're coming forward into your tiptoes, into your fingertips, and then you're pressing back, lengthening through the backs of your legs. Good. Belly is strong. So navel to spine lock. Next time you inhale, find that little rock forward. See if you can stay there and then exhale, lower halfway down. So your elbows are stacked right over your wrists. Inhale, press back up. Nice job. One more time. Exhale, halfway down. You've got knees if you want to use them. Inhale, press up. And then as slow as you can go, so slow motion all the way down to your belly, one strong straight line. Good. Inhale, Spider-Man Cobra. So bring your hands out wide so they're framing your mat. Nice, Josh. Elbows face the sky. You're on your fingertips. Lift your heart. Breathe in. And then with your exhale, take a twist to the right. Dip your left shoulder down. Make it feel good. Nice. Inhale, come back to center. Lift your heart. Tone your low belly. And then exhale, other side. Twist to the left. Right shoulder dips. Inhale, come back through center and take one more in each direction with your own breath at your own pace. And just feel the mobility through your shoulder girdle, through your spine, your neck, your hips even. Eventually, you'll come back to center and then just release, lower down. However you want to transition, downward facing dog. So you can get there however you'd like, just do it with awareness. Pay attention as you transition, stay present. All right, you guys, and then you've got about 5 breaths in your down dog. So if you want to move and explore, go for it. If you'd like, you could turn it into a turbo dog. So the only thing that you will change is your arms. Bend your elbows a lot and squeeze them in towards each other. So it's almost like dolphin, but your forearms are hovering just an inch or so above the ground. Continue to lift your hips high. Grow your spine long. Good, Crystal. And then where is your breath? Can you feel it? What is your face doing? Can you soften it? Awesome poses, you guys. Imagine that invisible rope pulling up on your belly button. See if you can lift your sit bones a little bit higher. One more inhale. Good, Jana. Exhale, gaze forward. Empty out first. Travel to the top of your yoga mat. Forward fold. Once you've arrived, inhale to a halfway lift, spinal extension, lots of length. Exhale, bow, refold. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive all the way up. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. So big full body stretch. Exhale, just cactus your arms, lift your heart, open up. Stay strong through your lowest, deepest abdominals. Inhale, come back to center, so realign your spine. And then exhale, sit back into a chair pose. Bend your knees a lot, weight in your heels, and then think of reaching your butt back rather than bringing your knees forward. Good, Kate. You should be able to pick up your toes, spread them apart, make your feet feel active and alive. Nice, Josh. And then as you sit low in your legs, stay lifted through your heart. So pull your belly button back and up, and then squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. See if you can lift your heart just a little bit more. Stay soft through your face. Take one more full round. End of your exhalation, you're going to sweep your arms back, lift to your tiptoes, drinking bird. So keep that little lift of your heart. You can hinge at your hips slightly, but try not to round your spine. Feel your back muscles hug around your spine. Maybe lift your heels higher. Maybe bend your knees a little more. Last round here. You guys are awesome. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. High mountain, breathe in. So all the way up. Maybe you stay on your tiptoes. Up to you. Exhale, follow your breath down. Forward fold. Nice job. Heels on the ground for your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, and you take your vinyasa however you would like. So you can add a couple push-ups, you can take it on your knees, you can skip it completely. We'll see you back in down dog. All right, from your dog pose, next time you breathe in, slowly extend your right leg back and up. Good. So your inner thighs face each other and your hips are square for this one. Think again of pressing your fingertips firmly into the ground, so almost like you're trying to push the ground away, and then at the same time, press your right foot up and make your right leg straighter, stronger, more powerful. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose, so curl in, round through your spine. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can lift your right shin a little bit higher. Exhale, soft as you can. Right foot steps to the top of your yoga mat. And then take your time to rise up, settle into crescent lunge. So if you like to bring hands to hips first, or even hands to your front thigh, so you can kind of take a moment and find stability through your legs. Nice. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. So if you feel like your back heel is almost touching the ground, maybe you try scooting your back foot back just a little bit. Nice, Maddie. And then ever so slightly pull your right hip back, your left hip forward, so you feel more muscle energy, and it will also give you a deeper stretch through your muscles. Tone through your lowest abdominals. Lift through your heart. Reach through your fingertips. Maybe take your gaze up. And then just breathe into your lunge. Feel it in your body. Take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, airplane lunge. So hinge forward, reach back, just like we did in our chair pose a moment ago. Back muscles, squeeze your spine. You've got a little baby cobra in your chest. Root down more firmly into your front foot. See if you can float your back foot up for full airplane pose. So fly. Imagine you're trying to create a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. Your hips stay square. You can have a little bend in your standing leg. Back muscles hug your spine. Chest is slightly lifted. One more round. You guys are awesome. And then come back to your crescent lunge. So left tiptoes to the back of your mat. Arms reach up. See if you can straighten your front legs. Squeeze your inner thighs. So stay balanced on the ball of your back foot. And then you can stay here if you want, or here's a little balance challenge. Cactus your arms, lift your heart, open up. Keep your low abdominals gently toned. Take one more round here in the back bend. Lift higher, open more. And then as you inhale, reach your arms to the sky, neutralize your spine. As you exhale, hands to the ground so you can bend into your front knee. Step your back foot forward about a foot or so for pyramid pose. So both feet flat. I like my feet on 2 train tracks with all 10 toes facing forward. So have the intention of getting your hips nice and square. Come to a halfway lift. So spine long, and as you reach forward through the top of your head, imagine you're trying to pull your right hip back and then lift your right sit bone up. Take one more inhale with your nice long spine, and then exhale, slowly fold, drape your torso over your front leg. So rather than thinking of rounding and trying to get the top of your head to touch your leg, think of lengthening, so you're leading with your heart, reaching your heart towards your knee or past your knee, and then you can just relax your neck, let your upper back round a little bit. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. With each exhale, draw navel to spine and see if you can dive a little deeper, fold a little further. Have the intention of keeping your hips nice and square. So right hip pulls up and back, left hip moves forward and down. Last round. And then end of your exhalation, forward fold. So just step your left foot to the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine, realign. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. Now listen, stay grounded through your right foot. Float your left knee up into space, standing staff pose. So hug in with your inner thighs, flex through your left toes, and then if you can, find something in front of you to focus your gaze on. So that's your drishti, your focus point. Take one more inhale here. If you want, you can extend your left leg forward. Exhale, low lunge. So fingertips and toes touch the ground at the exact same time. And then we're going to go back and forth through those 2 poses. So with your own breath at your own pace, inhale, standing staff, and exhale, low lunge. Move with intention, and again, try to touch your fingers and toes down at the exact same time. You can go 1 breath, 1 movement, 2 breaths, 1 movement, just as long as you're moving with awareness and intention. Take a couple more rounds, slow and steady. And really root down into your right foot as you rise. Really stay connected to your center as you lower. Nice, you guys. Finish the round you're on and then meet in your low lunge position. So eventually your left toes to the back of your mat, hands to the ground, stay there. All right, on an inhale, 3-legged down dog. So right leg back and up. You can go straight into your regular down dog, or exhale, come forward, 3-legged plank, regular plank, or modified chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, keep your shoulders down and back. Try not to lock out your elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Good job, you guys. So take a moment to just reconnect to your breath. Maybe feel the difference between your right side and your left side. With your next inhalation, left leg to the sky. Good. So left leg straight, strong, and powerful. So even if it's not going very high, make it really strong. So if I were to come over and try to push it down, it wouldn't even move. It wouldn't collapse. And then with your strong left leg, you're pressing up with your left foot. Press down with your hands. See if you can lengthen the space underneath your armpits. So the space you probably didn't even think about before. Take one more big inhale. Spread through your left toes. Active through your left foot. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Curl in. So your shoulders are over your wrist now. You're on the ball of your back foot. Stay here as you breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot forward. And then rise up to crescent lunge in your own time, in your own way. Nice, Crystal. So strong and stable through your legs. Drive your feet down and energetically think of pulling your front heel back and your back toes forward. So it's like you're hugging towards midline. You're finding stability right at the center of your body. Take one more inhale. Breathe into your lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. So hinge forward, reach back. Keep that little baby cobra in your heart. Imagine your elbows and your pinky fingers are magnetized, so squeeze them closer together behind your back. Now root firmly into your left foot, float your back foot off the ground, full airplane pose. Good modification, Jana. So keep that little lift in your heart and maybe get your back heel level with your front shoulders. So you're creating that smiley face shape. Good job. Hips are square. You can have a little bend in your standing leg if it's helpful. Where is your breath? One last round. Fullest expression. Soft as you can. Land back in crescent lunge. Inhale, arms to the sky. Straighten your front legs. Squeeze through your inner thighs. So try to keep your back heel lifted and your back legs strong. You can stay here or little balance challenge, add a back bend, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Bottom tips of shoulder blades hug towards your spine. One more round. Awesome, you guys. Inhale, come back to center. So reach up as tall as you can grow. Press down through both feet. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground so your front knee bends as your hands come down. And then pyramid pose, back foot steps forward, about a foot to 2 feet. It just depends how long your legs are. Come to your halfway lift. So maybe bring your hands to your front shin or even your hips. So lengthen through your spine. Top of your head is reaching forward and your left hip is pulling back. Imagine an invisible rope attached to your left butt cheek, and it's pulling up towards the ceiling. So see if you can get the left side of your pelvis to kind of tilt forward. Once you have that, start your bow, start your fold. So think belly, ribs, then chest. You're reaching with your heart, and then just softening into it. Big, deep breaths. Nice, Shaylee. So every time you exhale, draw navel to spine. And from that place, from your intrinsic strength, can you go just a little bit deeper? So you're using your strength to create more mobility. Those two things can actually complement each other really well. Take a couple more rounds. Rather than checking out and just hanging out, tune in and see what you can discover. End of your next exhalation. So take it all the way to empty. Dive as deep as you can. And then just step forward, forward, fold. On an in-breath, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold. Root through your feet. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then pause. Float your right knee up into space. Yeah, so flex your right toes, hug in with your inner thighs, stand super tall. Maybe find your drishti, your focus point. If you want, you can extend your right leg forward. Try not to lean back. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, low lunge, slow transition. So fingertips and toes touch at exactly the same time. Go back and forth with your breath. Inhale, standing staff. Exhale, low lunge. And you can take as long as you want for these transitions, just as long as you're moving with awareness. So back and forth, really rooting down into your left foot as you rise, really connecting to your center as you step back. Good job. Take one or two more. And if you're falling in and out as you move, that's part of your practice today, and that's perfect. It means you're challenging yourself, so it's a good thing. All right, finish the round you're on, and we'll meet in a low lunge. Good. And then you're going to root through your hands. Inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. You can go straight into your down dog, or exhale, come forward, your variation of plank to chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart, really good, you guys. Nice jhana. Exhale, downward facing dog, good Mads. So take just a moment, reconnect to your big deep breaths, reconnect to your body, to the physical sensations, the energetic sensations, even emotions that you might feel inside. So where do you feel them? What's present for you right here, right now? Just allowing it all. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop. Top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift with your in-breath, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold in. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, feel your back muscles hug around your spine as you reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we'll take it breath to movement now. So inhale, arms to the sky, high mountain pose. Exhale, cactus your arms, little baby back bend. Keep your low abdominals toned. Inhale, re-extend, reach, realign. And then we're going to go straight into our drinking bird. So exhale, hinge forward, reach back, lift your tiptoes, bend your knees a lot. Option to stay on your tiptoes if you want. High mountain all the way up as tall as you can grow. And then possibly heels stay lifted. Exhale, slow swan dive down, forward fold. Nice job, friends. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back, chaturanga. So try to keep that exhale going as you lower. Big inhale to peel your heart open. Nice, Shaylee. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So slow, deep breaths. Inhale your right leg high, spread your right toes. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms to the sky, strong through your legs. Now, yogi's choice, exhale, airplane lunge, or full airplane. So completely up to you if you want to balance right now. Inhale, come back to crescent. So soft landing if you were in the balance, straighten your front leg. Exhale, cactus your arms. Option to add the little back bend, so curl open, take your gaze up, squeeze through your inner thighs. Inhale, re-extend your arms. As tall as you can grow, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground, bend into your front knee. And then inhale, pyramid pose. So legs straight, spine long, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, fold over your front leg, empty all the way out, draw navel to spine. And then inhale, step forward, halfway lift, spinal extension. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, rise to stand. Inhale, take your arms up and lift your left knee up. Option to extend your left leg. Exhale, low lunge, so slowly with control. We're just doing it one time. Inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg high. Exhale, either regular down dog or come forward, take your vinyasa, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. So great big breaths. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Use your core strength. Exhale, left foot steps forward ever so softly. Nice, Kate. Inhale, crescent lunge, slowly rise. Reach up really strong through your legs. Maybe gaze up. Exhale, your choice, airplane lunge or option to fly, full airplane, Degasana. Good. Inhale, come back to crescent, so soft landing. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, cactus your arms, maybe add the little back bend, gaze up, bottom tips of shoulder blades, squeeze. Inhale, re-extend your arms, realign your spine, see if you can reach higher. Exhale, hands to the ground, front knee bends. Inhale, pyramid pose, halfway lift, so lengthen it out. Exhale, drape your torso over your front leg. Pull your belly button in and up, forehead towards your shin. Inhale, step forward, spinal extension, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, fold. Root through your feet and take it all the way up. Inhale, arms to the sky, right knee floats up. Exhale, slow transition to your low lunge. So all the way back, fingers and toes touch, same time. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left leg to the sky. And exhale, come forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift into your back bend, curl open. Exhale, downward facing dog. So take just a moment. Walk it out, reconnect to your breath. If you want an exhale or two out your mouth, go for it. We're going to go through that exact same sequence one more time. This time I'm going to add just a couple of changes, so listen carefully to my cues and just stay present. Take one more inhale into your down dog. Exhale, look forward, empty out, step or float, top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, spinal extension. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Here we go, last time. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms, standing back bend, hug your invisible block with your inner thighs. Inhale, arms to the sky, realign. And then exhale, drinking bird. You can keep your heels down if you want to modify, otherwise on your tiptoes. Inhale, high mountain, maybe stay on your tiptoes. Possibly stay on your tiptoes as you dive down. Exhale, forward fold. Heels on the ground as you extend and lengthen your spine. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Chaturanga Dandasana, strong belly, strong arms. Inhale, curl open, nice jaw, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high, spine long. Big inhale, right leg to the sky. And then stay present as you transition. Exhale, right foot steps forward, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, slow rise, reach up. Exhale, either airplane lunge or try a warrior three. So hinge forward, reach forward, float your back leg up. You're going to stay and hold for an extra breath this time. So whichever pose you've chosen, be there fully. Work the pose with your breath. Nice job. End of your exhale, back to crescent. So left toes to the back of your mat, arms to the sky, straighten your front leg. Exhale, cactus your arms, option to add your little back bend. Keep squeezing through your inner thighs. Inhale, re-extend, reach up. Exhale, hands come down, bend your front knee. Inhale, pyramid pose, halfway lift, so long legs, long spine. Exhale, work into your fold. Drape your torso over your front leg. Draw belly button in and up. And then with your inhale, step forward, halfway lift, top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand all the way up. Inhale, take your arms up. Lift your left knee up. And then again, exhale, option for warrior three. So arms reach forward, left foot reaches back. Full round of breath. You can go for airplane pose if you'd rather. And then end of your next exhale, low lunge. So hands land, toes land. Listen here, inhale, right leg to the sky. Stay here or open your right hip, bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog, wild thing. So right toes come down behind you. Good, right arm reaches forward. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Beautiful poses, you guys. Take one more full breath. Back muscles hug your spine. End of your exhale, regular downward facing dog. Come back, walk it out, reconnect. So we've got just one more time through on the left side. Next time you inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of your yoga mat, lunge position. Then strong legs, inhale, crescent lunge, rise up, reach up, maybe gaze up. You can stick with your airplane lunge or exhale, try warrior three. So arms reach forward, back leg floats up, full breath. How much length can you create from front to back? Inhale, come back to crescent. Straighten your front legs, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift and open through your heart. Low abdominals stay strong. Inhale, come back to center. See if you can reach even higher, grow your spine even longer. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pyramid pose with a halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold, draw navel to spine, empty all the way out. Inhale, step forward, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise all the way to stand. Inhale, take your arms up and lift your right knee up. Exhale, either airplane or warrior three again. So arms forward, right leg back, full breath, pause here. So much length and so much strength in your back leg. End of your exhale, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Stay here or open your left hip, bend your left knee. Stay here or option to flip it, wild thing. Nice, so turn your heart to look up at the sky. Press your hips up. Breathe down into your belly, back muscles hug around your spine, last round. End of your exhale, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, move through a vinyasa, your own variation. So come forward, maybe take a couple push-ups, maybe just bring your knees to the ground, cat-cows, and then take a moment either in child's pose or seated meditation. So just kneeling, hero's pose. Close your eyes, bring your awareness inward. Feel your breath, slow it down. So feel all the energy moving inside your body. Maybe even visualize it as stardust, as bright white light. And just feel that prana within you flowing through you. Slow, expansive inhales and long, strong exhales all the way to empty. Give yourself about 2 more grounding, restorative breaths wherever you're at. And then we'll meet on our hands and our knees, so just a tabletop position. So on your hands and your knees, think of this not just as, oh, it's easy, I'm on my hands and knees. This is your pose, so what can you notice? Are your elbows locked out? Can you find a way to engage through your arms a little more? Think of pushing through your hands, little tone through your belly, so rather than letting your belly just drop, draw navel to spine. And then keep all of that awareness, take your right arm forward and your left leg back. So bring a little micro bend into your elbow, Shaylee. Yeah, good job. So right arm forward, left leg back, and imagine someone's pulling on your wrist and pulling on your ankle. They're not pulling your wrist and your ankle up, they're pulling them forward and back. So you're not in a smiley face shape, you're in a strong straight line, more like a warrior 3. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, slow motion, elbow to knee, curl in, round through your spine. Inhale, re-extend, get nice and long, but don't let go through your belly. Good, Shaylee. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your spine like you're moving through wet cement. Round, hollow out, empty out. Nice, Crystal. Inhale, lengthen. And then just one more time, elbow to your knee. So hollow out, draw your belly button in and up, empty out. Inhale, lengthen. Now exhale, set just your right hand down. Pivot on your right knee, so right foot comes to the outside of your yoga mat like a little kickstand. And then left arm to the sky. So modified side plank. Good. If it feels like your butt is kind of sticking out behind you, squeeze your outer right glute a little bit more and press your hips forward towards the coffee shop. Now take your left arm towards the front wall and stretch your left side body. So how much length can you create here? Breathe into your left waistline. Stay here, or final option, bend your left knee, reach back and grab hold of your left foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Good, Kate. See if you can slowly rotate your heart towards the sky. So as you squeeze your outer right butt cheek, press your hips forward, turn your heart to look up. Wherever you are at your fullest expression, one more deep breath. Nice, Josh. End of your exhale, slowly release, unwind, come back to hands and knees, and then set up for a dolphin pose. So come down to your forearms. Your elbows are no wider than shoulder width distance apart. Forearms either parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, or interlace your fingers for a little less intensity. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, and lift your hips as high as you can. So without letting your elbows drift apart, see if you can walk your toes in just a little bit closer, and imagine that rope pulling up on your belly button. Keep pressing down through your thumbs and your index fingers, especially if your forearms are parallel. Stay where you're at, or take your right leg to the sky. Make your right leg straight, strong, and powerful. Press up with your right foot. You can stay here, or if little hops are in your practice, you're welcome to take a few of them. Your left leg is your springboard, your right leg stays strong, and your belly stays engaged. You're connected. Where is your breath? See if you can take 3 more rounds. So I know it's hard. This is probably one of my least favorite poses in yoga, but it is so good. It's so good for our shoulders, for our upper back. You can breathe out your mouth anytime you need. Take one last round. Biggest, deepest breath. Nice work, you guys. End of your exhale. Nice, Josh. Bring your feet down, bring your knees down, and take a rest. So child's or embryo pose. So embryo is just like child's pose, but your hands reach back, maybe grabbing hold of your heels. Breathe down into your back body. Good job. Reconnect to those big, slow Ujjayi breaths. And in your next couple of rounds, downward facing dog. Okay, so as you transition into your down dog, just take a moment, feel into it, walk it out. Feel that length from your fingertips up to your sit bones. Maybe work the length in the backs of your legs. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky. And then as you exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Don't let your hips sink lower than shoulders. Inhale, three-legged dog, so stretch it out. You can even open your hip up if you want. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or aim for your armpit, so as high as you can get. Inhale, back up. Nice, Crystal. Exhale, last one. Curl in, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, then step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat. So you're in a lunge. Bring your hands up to just your front thigh. So hands on your front thigh and kind of lean forward so you're putting more weight in your right foot. Now, whenever you're ready, we got to do one more warrior three. So right foot roots, left leg floats. Find your balance here first by pressing your hands into the front of your thigh, lengthening your spine, and then really press through your back foot. You can stay here or take your right arm forward. So right arm forward, left leg back. It's just like our spinal balance when we were on our hands and our knees, but now you're balancing on one foot. Stay here or come with me. One more inhale. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. So stay balanced, but curl in, round your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Got two more. Think of moving in slow motion. Exhale, elbow to knee. Stay connected to your center. Inhale, lengthen your last one. You guys, you've got this. Exhale, elbow to knee, round, hollow out, empty out. Now listen, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge. So step your left toes to the back of your mat, hands to the ground. Inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. And exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. So right knee towards the outer right edge of your mat, and then hug towards midline. Pull your front hip back, your back hip forward. So obviously your front hip is open, but see if you can get your hips to be straight across from each other. And then once you've got that, you can bow forward. Breathe, big deep breaths down into your right hip. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. And let whatever comes, come. Let whatever goes, go. So your only job is just to observe and allow. Breathe. Take about 4 more breaths. You can exhale anytime you'd like, just out your mouth, cleansing, cooling sigh. Last couple breaths, biggest, hugest, most spacious breaths you've taken all morning long. Send them down into your outer right hip, create space there. And then slowly start to lift your upper body. And we're gonna meet in a 3-legged tabletop position. So plant your hands, kind of scoot your back knee forward, on-thread your right leg, and give it a nice little shake out. You might also take a couple circles with your right knee through space. And then eventually, you guys, you're going to reach your right leg straight back, hips square, so your right hip faces down. Reach your left arm straight forward. So here you are in a spinal balance. Left arm forward, right leg back, strong, straight line from fingertips back to your left heel. Take one more inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl in, round your spine, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend like you're moving through molasses. Get super long, don't let go through your belly. Exhale, elbow to knee, round and hollow out. Take it all the way to empty. Inhale, lengthen. And then last one, elbow to knee, contract, hug in, get as small as you can. Inhale, re-extend. Nice, Shaylee. And then just set your left hand on the ground. Pivot on your left knee. So your left foot comes to the outside of your mat, and then right arm to the sky for your modified side plank. So press your hips gently forward. Squeeze your outer left butt cheek. Reach your right arm towards the front wall. Lengthen your right side body. So see if you can make your right leg really strong, like you're trying to stomp it into the back wall. And then reach your right fingertips forward like you're trying to touch the front wall. One more inhale. Stay here or move into your bind. Bend your right knee. Reach back. Grab hold of your right foot. Yes, and then once you've got it, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, press your hips gently forward, rotate your heart to look up at the sky, little tone through your low belly. Take one more round, your fullest expression. End of your exhale, release, unwind, come back to hands and knees. You've got one more dolphin pose. If you want to switch it out for a forearm plank, that's fine with me. So everybody come down to your forearms, elbows shoulder width distance apart. Be intentional with how you place your arms. So that's really the most important part, is setting up your foundation. As you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and lift your hips. Dolphin. So without letting your elbows drift apart and without letting your shoulders come forward of your elbows, see if you can walk your toes in closer, awesome Kate, and lift your hips higher. Imagine that invisible rope pulling up on your belly button. If it feels like you're rounding at all through your spine, see if you can really lift your butt up. So imagine you're almost trying to create a little bit of a cow pose. Stay where you're at or take your left leg to the sky. So press up with your left foot, straight, strong, and powerful through your left leg. You can stay here or little hops. Right leg is your springboard. Left leg stays strong as you hop. Stay connected to your center. Keep hugging in with your elbows and pressing down through the belly of your forearms. So if you do take those hops, you want to make sure it's coming more from your center rather than just by kicking your legs up in the air. So it's just a subtle adjustment, but it makes the hugest difference. Take one more full round of breath. And end of your exhale, bring it on down and take a resting pose of your choice. Child, embryo, puppy. Breathe into your low back. So now that the heat is off, you have to keep your body warm by heating it with your own breath. So your Ujjayi breath, it's steaming your body up from the inside. It's like you're fogging up a window on the inside of your body. So keep it moving, keep it strong. Think of engaging your breath. And then in your next couple rounds, downward facing dog. Giving you a little adjustment, Maddie, so try to tilt your pelvis this way. So like tilt it up rather than around. Yeah, good. All right, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. So that little twist, don't let your hips drop lower than shoulders. Inhale, three-legged dog, stretch it out. And then exhale left to left. So aim for your armpit as high as you can get on your left arm. Inhale back up. And then last one of class. Curl in, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly. Step your left foot forward, lunge. Bring your hands up to your front thigh. So preparing for that really fun warrior three. Press into your front thigh, lean forward, and eventually back foot floats up. So find that long, strong line from the top of your head back to your heel. Try to get your hips nice and square, inner thighs face each other. Stay here, this is your pose, or take your left arm forward. So just like on our hands and knees, it's like a spinal balance, long, strong, straight line. Stay here, or come with me. One more inhale. And as you exhale, left elbow to your right knee. So curl in, round your spine. You've got two more. Inhale, get nice and long. Pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last one. You've got this. Inhale, reach, lengthen, press back with your foot, reach forward through your fingertips. Exhale, elbow to knee, get small, hollow out. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, low lunge. So right toe step back, and then your hands can come down. Three-legged down dog, left leg to the sky. And pigeon pose, left shin to the top of your mat. So left knee towards the outer left edge of your mat. You want your knee out nice and wide. Pull left hip back, right hip forward. So you want your hips straight across from one another. The tendency is for your right hip to be further back. So you want to plug the femur bones into the sockets. So we're not just sinking into our joints and exploiting our hypermobility. We're working on stretching our muscles around the joints. You're stabilizing as you stretch. So you're supporting your body, creating strength to support your flexibility. Big, deep breaths. So just allow yourself to soften, to settle, to let go a little more with each exhale. And then maybe just notice, where do your thoughts go when you're here? Do you get distracted, or do you even try to distract yourself so you don't have to be present with what you feel in your body? And can you allow yourself to just be here fully? Experience the sensation in your left hip. Experience maybe the tension you're holding through your jaw. And by bringing your awareness to it, maybe you let go a little bit more. So just think of having an intimate experience with yourself, with your body, right here on your mat. Just being more present to what's going on inside. Take about 3 or 4 more rounds. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. And then when you feel pretty much even on both sides, we'll find our way into that 3-legged tabletop. So you can take an extra couple breaths in pigeon if you want. Eventually, you'll rise. You'll walk your back knee forward and unthread your left leg. Give it that nice little shake out. Perhaps a couple circles with your left knee. And then everybody eventually back into a child's pose or one final downward facing dog if you want to stretch and lengthen. Nice job, you guys. So wherever you're at, just tune in, feel your breath, feel all the space you've created inside your body. One last round. And then meet on hands and knees, and we'll find our way down onto our back. So however you want to get there, and I really don't even care which direction your head faces. So just whatever feels right to you, and then take it all the way down. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in towards your belly and just gently rock side to side. So I prefer just kind of grabbing hold of my kneecaps and little circles with my knees through space, and it kind of traces the outline of my sacrum against the ground. So you're just giving your low back a nice little massage against the earth, either rocking, circling, or exploring. And then set your feet down, knees bent, arms by your sides. So setting up for a bridge pose, make sure all 10 toes face forward, feet about hips width distance apart. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up, and then inhale, peel your spine off your mat, one vertebra at a time. Once you get to the top, you've got about 5 to 7 breaths to take it wherever you'd like. So maybe you kind of shimmy your shoulders underneath you. You could interlace your fingers. You could take robot arms. If you come to my class often, or Jason Launer's class, you know those little, the drill where you lift and lower just your butt and create the tunnel underneath your mid-back. So you could go for that. You could even take a full back bend upward facing bow if you would like. And again, about 5 to 7 breaths. Hug in with your inner thighs. And imagine you're trying to reach your knees and shins forward. So you're trying to lengthen through the tops of your thighs and even stretch into your hip flexors. Good, you guys. I'm going to say about 2 more rounds. Good variations. So if you're holding in your bridge, last inhale, lift your hips even higher. And then as you exhale, work your shoulders out from underneath you and just ever so slowly lower down. Once your spine is back on the ground, keep your knees bent, keep your feet on the ground, but bring your feet out to the width of your mat. You can cactus your arms against the earth, and sometimes I like to bring my fingertips to grab my shoulders just because the ground's cold for your bare arms, so whatever works. And then just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So you can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Next time your knees fall to the right, keep them there and take about 3 breaths. If you would like, you can bring the outer edge of your right foot to the outside of your left knee and use your right leg to encourage your left knee forward and down. So it'll kind of stretch your IT band, that big, long tendon on the outside of your leg, on the outside of your thigh. We don't really want to stretch it, but we do want to create just, what's the word? So we don't want it really, really tight. We want it to be able to move with our joints, with our muscles. So we're just creating a little bit of softness there, I suppose. And then think of pressing the back of your left ribs towards the ground. So if you're like me, my left ribs want to lift way up, pull them down. Then as you're ready, just take it to the other side. So knees fall to the left, and then outer left foot to the outside of your right knee. Use your left leg to encourage your right knee forward and down even more. And then I'll leave it up to you. When you feel pretty much even on both sides, come back to center. And then find a happy baby pose. So knees on the outsides of your ribs, soles of your feet face the sky. You can rock a little bit. You can straighten one leg and then the other, maybe even both at the same time. So like a wide-legged forward fold, but you're on your back. And then if there are any other stretches, poses, movements that you want to take to complete your own practice, then take a moment to do so. You can give yourself about 5 to 10 breaths. And then eventually just begin settling into your final relaxation. And just a thought for you. It's very, very simple as you move into your Shavasana. Not even sure who said it. I kind of think it was David White. Says, give up defining yourself to yourself or others. You won't die, you will come alive. So for some reason, I feel like we all have this need to define ourselves, for everybody else to know exactly who we are. But we are ever changing, so every single moment of our lives, we're different. So if we can just kind of melt into that, surrender to that, and meet ourselves over and over again in each moment, check in with ourselves. How do I feel? Where is this coming from? Just noticing what feels good for us, what feels in integrity for us, what our own personal truth is. So we will not die, we will come alive, we will be ever present every single moment. Open to possibility, open to change, open to evolution and growth. So being a yogi, every time we step onto our mats, our bodies are different, our minds are different. Can we approach our practice each time as if it's the first time we've done it? Same with life. So for these last few moments, this is your first Shavasana, your last Shavasana, and just enjoy it right here, right now. And if you do have any clothes you want to put on, any sweatshirt or socks, then please feel free. And just take these last few moments to allow, to observe, and to just be. Okay, deep breath in. And exhale, release, let it go. Start to bring gentle movements back into your body. And as you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. Take a couple of breaths there, just curling into yourself, acknowledging yourself, kind of letting this be symbolic of just a new beginning, fresh start. Using the strength in your arms, ease your way up into a seat, eyes closed, hands gathered at heart center. So ending right where we began, take a moment to notice how you feel, to notice how your body feels, to notice if anything has shifted for you since the beginning of practice, even just the tiniest bit, physically, energetically, emotionally. Thank you guys so much for being here, taking the time out of your day to show up on your mat, to do your inner work. Thank you for letting me guide you. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.